Sup nerds, today we're going to be looking at the triple laptop screen extender by SIAVIALA. So I've actually been eyeing up one of these bad boys for a little while, the triple screen setup, with all the editing that I do and with my website and apps and things that I'm coding. Usually I have to sit at my desk, at my PC, in my studio, and that's where I do my work. I try to do it on my laptop downstairs sometimes or when I'm out and about, but just having one screen just doesn't cut it for me. So I'm really excited to test this out and see what it's capable of. SIAVIALA. So the first thing I noticed as soon as I got this out of the box is just how slim and light it is, especially since it's got two 15.6-inch screens. Now in the box you get everything you need: a power brick, a power cable, two types of video cables, so USB-C to C and USB-C to HDMI. And this sounds like a minor point, but I was actually really impressed with just how clearly everything in the box was labelled. There was no uncertainty about what cable did what, and I think in a world where it's really unclear what USB-C cable does what, whether it's power, data, video, or all, I think this is just a really nice touch. So on the back of the unit, you've got this pretty sturdy kickstand, which is adjustable, and then you start by folding out the left screen and the right screen. I found it was a little bit front heavy at this point, but that's okay. You just adjust the kickstand at the back, and obviously once you've got a laptop in front of it, it's going to be much more stable. Now there's this bit in the middle which you can sort of stretch out if you've got a really big laptop you want to put into the middle, but I'm just using a 13-inch Chromebook for this demo. So this has two USB-C ports on it, so plug them in both sides and it just appears on both screens. Now it also comes with this random bit of Velcro and a carry case, which isn't the best, but I'll talk about that later. But because it's so slim, I'll probably just end up putting it in my rucksack with my laptop. As for specs, as I said earlier, these are both 15.6-inch screens, these are IPS panels, and they have a resolution of 1920 by 1080 and a refresh rate of 60 Hz. This is absolutely plenty for what I'll be using it for, which is mainly coding, watching, and playing the occasional game. Here I'm running the screens off a Dell laptop, which only has a single USB-C output, but it also has an HDMI port, so I'm able to utilise both because of the cables included in the box. And if anyone's wondering if you can have 3 screens running on a Steam Deck, you can. I don't know why you do that, but you can. When it comes to more practical uses though, I really like the fact that this has 2 separate monitors with 2 inputs, so you're not restricted to plugging your laptop into both of those inputs. For example, you could have your Steam Deck or your Switch on one screen and your laptop on the other, so you've still got a dual screen laptop setup, but you can switch seamlessly between work and play, or even share the screen if you're on the go and one person wants to use one big screen and you want to use the other. I think this is going to be really useful for me when I'm out and about. Whilst I'm genuinely really impressed with the performance of these screens, and I'll definitely be making use of them at least a couple of times a week, there are just a couple of small niggles that stop this from being the perfect product. Fortunately, none of these actually impact the performance, but the things that I thought I'd point out where I think there's room for improvement. So the first thing is the placement of the power and control button. It's awkwardly placed at the back, so it's quite hard to find without actually going and looking. But you only need this to turn the device on, and it usually does that by itself, and to adjust things like brightness, which once I set it to where I wanted it, I didn't actually have to go back and do it again, so not a big deal. Now I showed you this random bit of Velcro earlier, which is useful I guess, because it goes around the screen and stops it from opening up, but it does feel somewhat cheap, and it's the same for the carry case as well. It doesn't ooze the same quality as the actual product itself. It's a nice to have, but it's completely open at the top, so if you tip it upside down, it's going to fall out. But overall, I definitely recommend the P7, and it's firmly secured its place as part of my daily workflow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.